Shark Tank entrepreneur Andrew Banks has teamed up with a corporate psychologist to use artificial intelligence to help identify personality types. The product called Hey Compono connects to a database containing 50,000 personality profiles, behavioural science research and psychometric. It sounds complex, so to understand how it works, I'm joined by Andrew Banks here on the set. Andrew,
hello.
Hi. Just talk us, what attracted you to this product?
Well, Compono is a successful company in its own right. We do testing and training and competency development for government and corporates. And we just hear all this negativity about AI and how the technology might destroy jobs. And people, have concerns, and there's chatbots that just, probably take you down rabbit holes. So we said, we're sitting on a goldmine. We're sitting on something that's very valuable, which is our psychological database, validated profiles of 50,000 or more behavioural data. And we thought we can create a coach, which is free to begin with, and then maybe the cost of a coffee and a sandwich every month to coach people. So now, 24/7, confidential, you can have something, this AI bot gets to know you and really understand you. So talk about my career, this is where I am at the moment, I'm thinking of changing, here's my personality profile and preferences, am I a pioneer or do I like doing detailed work? And so this thing starts to learn and get to know you. And it fills a gap that was never there before. So this is AI working.
How long does a conversation with it take before it can really come up with some key info to throw back at you?
Within 5 minutes, I was already getting valid database, feedback on me, and I'm at the end towards the end of my career, so I'm not looking for a job per se, but I'm looking for interesting assignments and things to do. But also, I asked it tricky questions like, some people say I come across as a bit pushy and a bit outspoken. How would I handle that in an interview? So it gave me great feedback in terms of making sure I don't frighten people off, because a lot of people might say I'm overqualified for certain jobs. And so it will tune into wherever, whether you're 17 and starting out or whether you're 70 and finishing off. And I think there's nothing out there that's positive about AI that's freely available to Australians who are looking about either improving their performance with the team or changing careers.
Yeah, how much would an average careers advisor cost, say, compared to this?
First of all, are they available 24/7? No. And that by definition they have bias, human bias. So there's a lot of evidence that AI coaches are considered to be less biased. But, you'd be paying a few $1,000s. I always found it interesting that people would spend money on a $1,400 suit to go to an interview, but they wouldn't come and see a recruiter and pay $500 for some coaching on that interview, which, recruiters don't normally charge, but they could. So here's a way that, for, as I say, less than the cost of a coffee and a sandwich, people can invest in themselves, get to know themselves better, and get objective feedback tailored through a proper validated database on how they can perform better.
And is it a big leap to put your trust in AI and the systems that are behind it?
Well, people can judge it for themselves. If they don't like the feedback, what we've had so far has been amazing. It's off the charts, positive. But I think, some people probably would like to talk to a real person, but those people who are skilled are not available and, as you say, expensive. So, sure, you've got to put your trust in something, but it's a bit like looking in the mirror, have a bit of feedback, throw some tough questions at it. How I'm going for this particular job, I think they're going to ask me these questions. How do you think, Hey Compono, how do you think I should answer? It will actually help you with your interview questions. So there's no downside. And I would recommend, here's a positive AI story that can help us, rather than people fearing that AI is only going to destroy jobs.
And just talk about when you first got involved with the business to begin with. What do you look for when you want to get involved in investment in a company?
Well, I've got to resonate with where they're going. I like to look at size of market. But obviously, I've been a recruiter. I've interviewed 38,000 people, I think is my latest account. And we're all unrepeatable miracles, and we're all looking for that amazing job. And sadly, not many of us find the job they love every day. So when I saw Compono and where it was going, it resonated with that, because if I'd had technology like this in Morgan & Banks or Talent 2, my previous public companies, we would have been able to service candidates, not just the employer, so much better. So that was fine, and I like the people. I think Rudy, the CEO, is very motivated and focused. And, we're, as I said, we're doing very well.
What are the growth prospects then? Like, where are you right now? Like, where's your
So
market?
this is really a new product focused on the candidate. Most of our revenue comes from government and corporates who are either employing people. If you're in New South Wales and you apply for a driver's license for a car or a bike, you're on Compono. So we've got lots of revenue models. This is not a new venture in terms of starting revenue. We're already successful. But this was a way of taking our existing database, adding AI, and creating a product that serviced the individual, the job seeker, or the school leaver. And I think that, that's where I think Compono can make a difference. There's nothing else like it.
And how often do you get pitched ideas?
I get pitched ideas in the car park, in a restaurant, wherever I am. It's fun. I love the fact that Shark Tank was a great show in the sense that, the biggest percentage of viewers was parents and their teenage kids.
Wow.
So I like that because, it's constructive. And I think it's good that, kids should go to school and not think they've always necessarily got to get a job. Maybe they're going to start a business, and more of them are doing that. And Hey Compono might even help them target what sort of business should I get into. It's not just about getting for a job or being employed. It can also be about you, the individual. Where am I going to do best?
Andrew Banks, great to have you on the show.
Thank you.